Don't you wish your video signals could transmit just like the smoke, so smoothly? So here we go. We come to situations a lot of times where we need to transmit the video signal to the director's monitor, live streaming, an external recorder, and so on. So the major problem I keep on getting all the time is I've got an Ursa Mini Pro which has a SDI out, and then I have a Blackmagic Pocket 4K which has HDMI out. So I needed to try a device which allows me to use the same device on multiple cameras.
Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like this.
Cosmo600 series comes in a nice case. Now let's have a look what's inside it. We have our manuals, the transmitter, receiver, we get two of these cables for power. One of them is connected to my camera right now. We have two mushroom antennas and three antennas. So let's take two of them out. And then we also have a mount to mount onto the camera. Let's have a look at the transmitter, the receiver, the functions of it, how it works, the power options, and so on. Now starting off with antennas, you have two options. You can use these antennas or you can go for the mushroom antennas. The receiver has a built-in antenna, so you don't need to plug anything in. So the transmitter and the receiver both comes with multiple mounting points, which makes it quite easy to mount your transmitter and your receiver in different angles or different positions, or to be able to get that higher reach. While holding this in hand, I believe this has a very well built quality. So you have two powering options. Either you can connect your Sony batteries or use the 2-pin LiMo connector to D-tap, which allows you to power up this device via your V-Log batteries. So this means you can connect your transmitter to your camera and then also connect the D-tap directly to your camera's battery, your V-Log battery, or if there's an option out directly onto your camera. So now that we know we have multiple options to powering this device, let's have a look at the functions on it. So having a look at the transmitter, we have a 3.5mm stereo in, which allows you to plug in your microphone directly onto it, or if you're running an event, you can actually get a line out from your mixing desk and directly coming to this device. You have your on and off button, and as mentioned before, 2-pin LiMo connection for power. So in the front, we have the down button, the up button, and the menu button. So down and up button allows you to control the channels, and the menu button, from my understanding, is for future firmware updates. We have a USB in for firmware updates, you have an HDMI in, you have an SDR loop out and SDR in. Now you can plug in 3G SDR signals onto this. So the best thing about these transmitters are, I can use this on both of my cameras. With Ursa Mini Pro, I use the SDI signal, and with my Pocket 4K, I use the HDMI signal. Having a look at the receiver, the antennas are built in. Once again, the same menu options up and down and the menu buttons. On the right hand side of the receiver, you have the USB in for firmware updates, you have HDMI out, SDI out, and SDI2 out. So on the left hand side of the transmitter, you have on and off button and the 2-pin LiMo connection. While testing this device, I came to a situation where I had my Ursa Mini Pro plugged into this transmitter, and I was powering this device via the 2-pin LiMo connection. I could see my battery was running out of my camera, and I needed a solution where it doesn't chew too much battery. So what I've done is I plugged in the Sony NP batteries onto it and removed the 2-pin LiMo connection. What was great was this is hot swappable. So either you have your battery in or the cables in, you can hot swap it. So being the Cosmo600 series, antennas inbuilt on the receiver, and multiple options for antennas on the transmitter, we wanted to test out how good is the strength of the signal. We used the Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro, mounted this transmitter through the 3G SDI signal. and we mounted the receiver onto the Atmos Sumo monitor. So let's go test out the signal strength for this Cosmo600 series and see if it can really go for 600 feet. Okay, so we came to a field to test the distance on how strong the connection is. Is there interference? Is it really 600 feet, and can you go further on? So the easiest option we could find was fly the drone up. Yes, there was interference. Fly the drone up, and every 100 feet we go, we actually raise our arms out so we can see how far we can walk away from the monitor, how far the receiver and the transmitter can be from each other. Now, during the first test, yes, there were interference. I could see a lot of interference. That could have been my drone, that could have been the channel, that could be anything. And the second test we done is where the camera and the transmitter was all at the end of the field, which is point B, and point A where we had the receiver and the whole setup here, and it was quite clean. It was very clean, very clear. So I will show you how it looks. There's an actual footage that we actually shot, me coming from point B to point A to point B, and it looked very clean, very clear. Now, just do note, if there is any interference, I can say there's this building construction going on the side there as well. That could be one of the issues. But apart from that, I'm fairly impressed with the product. It was quite clean. We did not have a single loss between point A and point B on channel 4. I haven't tested every single channel. We don't have enough time for that. But so far, so good. So for the last couple of days, I've had Marcel with me, who's been running around helping me do this test, taking photos, videos, BTSs, all of those. Now, what you don't know about this guy is that he's actually got 6 years experience in the rental industry, and he's seen transmitters come and go. He's actually played with different products, and the best part is he's actually got a very good technical knowledge of transmitters. So let's talk to Marcel and see what does he think about the Cosmo600.
Hi, yeah, I've been working in rentals for the past couple of years as a camera prep tech, and I've seen a lot of different brands like Teradek, Paralinx, and there's a myriad of other ones as well. But the cool thing about the Cosmo600 is that it's build quality. It's anodized aluminium, so it's quite tough. You've got hot swappable power, so you can go from DTAP to Sony MPF and switch between them quite easily. And then you've also got the compliance issue, which basically in Australia we have compliances where what certain transmitters you can kind of use. So this actually complies, which a lot of overseas brands they don't actually comply in Australia. So that's a nice little thing that we've got with this as well. Yeah, so after doing the tests on the football field, a few things that we noticed is that it was good to have that channel selection. Especially when there's construction happening, people with walkie-talkies, and then also with Rah flying the Phantom 4, that's also transmitting a certain signal as well. So what we can do is we can change the channels, and then that way we don't have to we don't have any frequency issues or video dropouts. So it's pretty good. So overall product, I think from what we've tested and just the ease of use and the simple menu, it's very easy, and I can highly recommend it.
So my final thoughts, I believe the Cosmo600 series worked really well for me. Knowing that I use gimbals a lot and knowing that I also use tripods a lot, and they're two different cameras for these systems. I use my Ursa Mini Pro for a lot of lockdown shots, either it's easy rig shots or so on. And then I use my Blackmagic Pocket 4K camera on gimbals as a B camera to my Ursa Mini Pro. These devices allow me to transmit video signal from both my cameras, and so far I'm happy with it. Thanks for checking out this review. For more information about the Hollyland products, have a look at the website or the description below. If you have used these products before, or if you have used any other wireless devices before, put your comments down below, let me know. Until next time, please like, subscribe so you get notifications about my new upcoming videos, and I'll see you next time.